I guess we just have a little bit to talk about today, guys, but I do want to start with the Cavs because, Scotty, you have been part of those emotional team meetings. What is it like? Does it actually help?
Well, sometimes it helps, but when you point the finger at one player, it doesn't really help. I mean, I think this is a bigger issue than what we've all known about the Cavs. We watched them lose games after game, and now it comes down to a team meeting where they points the finger at one guy, being Kevin Love. I think is much more deeper than that, and I think team meetings does help, but I think in this situation, players have to look at themselves and not just one guy. When you look at the whole picture of what's happening with the Cleveland Cavaliers, I can't point one finger at Kevin Love and say he's to blame. Yeah. I think it's a collective effort, and I think all these players need to step up and play more like a playoff type of atmosphere. That's how you get out of these type of slumps.
All right, well, first off, I heard Woj's description of fiery was tame. I heard that this was really, really bad. And yes, it didn't just involve Kevin Love, but that was the start of it. It involved the front office. It involved play on the court. It involved decisions off the court. It involved accountability. You know, there are certain players on that team who are like, wait a minute, Derrick Rose walked away from this team for 2 weeks because he needed a mental health break, and you welcomed him back with open arms. Kevin Love, okay, he doesn't have a doctor's note, but he goes home with a headache, and all of a sudden it's a federal case. And you got other guys saying, you're not holding this guy accountable. Why'd you trade Kyrie Irving? Why'd you do this? Why'd you do that? It is everything that's happened the last 4 years in Cleveland, all these crises, real and imagined. I think I'm on a safe space right now where I say it's never been this bad as it is right now. And some of the things that I was hearing last night, I don't even think it's responsible to repeat, but let's just say that there's all kinds of nastiness flying all over the place out of Cleveland.
I mean, is this the kind of thing where, Nick, I mean, you travel around the middle of the country. That's kind of your beat right now. You've been in Cleveland. You've been around some of these teams. I mean, do you think getting all this stuff out could help Cleveland? Because, hey, as Brian says, there's some of this stuff that's been brewing since the summer, right? Why did you trade Kyrie? Why did you do whatever? Or do you think now it's kind of going to pass the point of no return?
No, I think the therapy session is good. I think everybody needs to get it out. And look, unless I'm mistaken, they still have LeBron, and they still know when to hit the switch when the playoffs come. So having watched all these teams in the East, Rachel, and knowing that all the drama is there behind the scenes, I still don't think any team in the East with LeBron James is going to be able to beat them 4 times in a 7-game series.
Are you willing to say that? Are you willing to say that the Cavs are still going to come out of the East?
I still believe so. I look at the Boston Celtics and I say they will be a bit of a challenge, but when I look at them and see what it takes to stop teams in playoff, you double team a guy, you make him make passes. Boston don't have that guy, in my eye, that you have to go and double team, and that's why I still believe that the Cleveland
Rachel, we don't know who's going to be on the Cavs.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So part of this depends, of course, on who is on this team. There is less than 3 weeks to the trade deadline. How much change do you see happening?
Definite change happening. One trade for sure, maybe multiple. They're way down the road on a deal with Sacramento for George Hill. That's like on the 1 yard line.
You just pointed out on this show yesterday, George Hill is among the worst defensive players at his position.
I agree, Rachel.
He'll fit right in.
Rachel, offense is the best defense in this league.
There you go.
At this point, I think they just have to have change. And they're talking to other teams. I was told today that they've been talking to the Lakers, which is stunning because why they would do a deal with the Lakers that potentially could recruit LeBron. But that just shows you they are going all over the league trying to figure this out. I think they're going to make, at this point, I would say, likely multiple moves to try to shake this up.
Is Kevin Love still on this team on February 9th after the trade deadline?
Yesterday I would have said yes. Today I say maybe not. And I want to say something. Kevin Love has been a total pro here.
I agree.
He was in trade talks all last summer. He never complained about it publicly. He came back. He should be named All-Star Reserve tonight. We'll see about that. He's lost shots with Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas is out there holding the ball away from Kevin Love. He's scoring. Everything is plunged. He doesn't make a sound. Today, when the players were asked to talk about it at shoot-around, LeBron said, I don't want to talk about it. The leader of the team said, I don't want to talk about it. Love stood up, answered questions, and said, I hope this is a positive, even if he doesn't necessarily believe that. He has been a pro here. He doesn't deserve to be treated this way.
Yeah, I agree. And look, he's played out of position. He has said, I don't like playing this way, but I'm going to do it. And then he's been criticized for the defense that he can't play in the position that is not his natural position.
Right.
Tough break.